Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Star Wars Let's Play. So we've got a couple new additions to the colony between episodes, and a couple of them have more than 2 legs. We had some Huskies join us, and there are 3 of them in fact. They are somewhere up here, yeah. So we have Link, a male Husky, age 6, and then Akemi, a female, age 7, and Rosalina, a female, age 3. So I didn't really have any desire to have animals beyond like test subject animals, but these are Huskies, so they should be fairly resistant to the temperatures we're dealing with. At least I would think so. And we can train them to haul and stuff, so it's not the worst thing in the world. We are going to have to feed them, of course, and that will be a bit annoying, but I'm willing to give it a shot. So I'll probably assign them to stay within the base. I don't want them wandering outside. You know what? I don't care, to be honest. They should be resistant to the temperature. If they want to go haul stuff at the extreme corners of the map, I'm cool with that. Let's just make sure that they all get their basic training. Not going to release train them. I don't want them fighting. Rescuing and hauling is a definite yes, though. We'll make sure that they don't follow their masters into combat, though. Probably not going to have them following around masters in general, and I don't know if I'll let them bond with anybody. Maybe down the road if we decide to keep them, but for now, just the basics are fine. And, right, so the other addition is Frandle, who's one of our prisoners. Bourbon hasn't joined yet, but we did get Frandle. We'll get him a name next episode. Again, if you guys would like to get a name into this playthrough, make sure you leave it in the comments below with the tag hashtag Star Wars name, all one word. That way I can find it in my community tab when I go looking. And I didn't think I needed to specify this because this is a roleplay series, but try to keep them lore friendly. Anyways, base is continuing to move along here. We've got one big giant blast door set up, and we're going to get another one fairly soon, but this is now airlocked, so I can safely open that. It's a bit interesting. This is supposed to be a 2x3, and you can see that the selection box fills that area, but the door itself almost looks more like a 1x3, to the point where I've decided to get rid of these, and we're just gonna kind of cheat and say it's 1x3. They won't be able to move through it horizontally here, but they'll be able to just kind of walk around and go through. I don't think we'll notice the difference. I think it'll be fine. So we're gonna treat it like a 1x3 for appearance's sake. And what else is happening? I'm sure we'll just figure it out as we go. So let's get the clock moving again. Huskies have joined. We'll get them trained. Who is on that, by the way? Somebody doing handling? Apparently Yuln is decent at it, so I guess she can do it whenever she's not busy. I believe Yuln is also the one that was making us medicine, or that might have been... Honestly, I keep confusing all the female Zabreks and their jobs, so I feel kind of bad about that. Although Maris, the Force-sensitive one, is definitely not the person doing the medicine. So there is that much, at least. But yeah, maybe it was Yevra that's making the medicine. One of them was. That doesn't look like it's putting out a whole lot of light, does it? Strange. Like, it doesn't look like it's lighting that room. But then again, neither does this one. Maybe it's because the hall lights are so much brighter. We're going to need multiples of these then, I would wager. Alternatively, what we could do is we could build a couple of these in here. Whoops, not where I intended to put that. We could wrap them around the column. The problem is they do take up floor space, so we won't be able to build anything up against that. But if we weren't going to lay anything there anyways, it's not really a problem. For example, how we did it over here. If we had them wrapping around the column in the same spot, it wouldn't block anything, because we wouldn't have anything built there anyways. And they can be walked over, so that's not an issue. It's just, you can't build anything else in that spot. Kenta, what are you up to, man? Oh, you're deconstructing those for us? That's very kind of you. I wish this wouldn't clip underneath the walls. It should definitely be on top. And it looks kind of bad because of that, but what can you do? What can you do? It's made from a weird perspective. Like, they didn't quite get it right. Maybe from, like, front on, like if it were set up north to south, it would look fine. But like this, east to west, it just doesn't quite work. Or I guess we'll say west to east because technically the front is facing west. Let's make sure this stuff gets hauled out of the way. Yeah, make sure, yeah, all of it goes. And we're going to keep expanding these marble walls as we go. In fact, they can just bring it all the way across. Something like so. Let's also queue up a bit of mining into this area here, just so that we remember that this is a main walkway. And Lynn, if I could get that chunk behind you. So you may recall that this is the area where we're going to keep all of our visitors. These are sort of the main, what should we call them? Sort of like common areas. For them, we'll have just basic joy objects, things for them to do. And then these will be small, 3x3 bedrooms just for them to crash in. We'll have quite a few, but they're just going to be real simple. A bed, maybe a potted plant, and a dresser. So they'll be decent quality rooms, just very small ones. And that way they're not ever too far from the area where they can purchase stuff. So trying to rein them in where we can, make money off of them. And then, again, this area was for the production of those commodities. But we'll get to that eventually. That's not really a priority now. By the way, guys, I was able to get some repair stuff working. So this is actually part of a different mod, but I had them both installed. This was another thing that we had to research under, I believe it was mending. So not item repair, not this one. It was this one here. And that gives us this little mending attachment that we can attach to a dresser. In this case, it's the change dresser where we can change appearances. But anything I put in there will be automatically repaired. So you can see that this is currently mending an Imperial bodysuit. I think one of them actually disappeared in there, so it is a bit buggy, but this is actually fixing stuff, whereas the other mod would not work for the modded Star Wars stuff, which is unfortunate, but at least we have some way of doing it. And this is completely automated, so I don't need to have somebody physically working on it. It just kind of goes in there. It does take a long-ass time, though. But eventually it will get patched up a little bit. It's not moving very quickly, is it? So with all that mining they've been doing, we've actually accidentally unroofed part of our base, so we're going to need to get them on that fairly quickly here. Oh, an item stash opportunity. What do we have? Steel mace, auto pistol, bolt action rifle, pump shotgun. None of that stuff is really of any use to us. It's all inferior weaponry to, Star Wars tech, so I'm not going to bother with that. I would like to start venturing out a little bit, though. We are going to need to stockpile some food first. I think that's the biggest obstacle right now, is just having the supplies to do it. We don't have anything that we can make pemmican out of. The unfortunate thing is we can't even, we couldn't even do packaged survival meals, because you do need some sort of animal product for that, whether it be milk or, what have you. We would need something. I really love these fridges. See how much faster it makes cooking? Boom. 15 in like 2 seconds. Alright. So with everybody awake, let's slow things down a bit. Ooh, cargo pods. What do we got here? How about some meat? What is that? Camel hair? Not as useful. But I suppose it's fine. Then we got some more slag chunks that we can turn into steel, which we definitely need. Definitely need. Let's get that forbidden so that nobody uses it. We need to craft, and I cannot remember which workbench it is, but something will allow us to make vibro weapons. It's not this one. This is all the rifles and armor. You would think they'd keep it all together, but no, that would make a little bit too much sense. So it's not there. It's definitely not here at the repair bench. That doesn't work. The machining table does not have any of that stuff. It does have the vanilla weapons and a couple of turret things that we can eventually utilize. But there are vibro weapons in the game. I just cannot recall what bench we need in order to make those. We can actually make crystals for lightsabers here, but that's kind of irrelevant until we can make the rest of the lightsaber. And this, of course, allows us to make the Star Wars clothing. So what production benches remain that we do not have? I guess that is the question to ask. Component assembly bench. This is, I believe, where you make the other stuff for lightsabers. So the hilt and the requisite parts and whatnot are going to be made in one of these. That is an advanced fabrication bench, so that's not what we're looking for. So it's not a tissue printer, it's not a repair bench. I'm willing to bet it's one of these then. So yeah, we'll grab one of these. And I'm going to plop it down right here, I suppose. Yeah, we'll put it there, and then we're going to copy a tool cabinet over and put it there to fill that spot in. And that'll make this a little bit more efficient as well. And then, let's see, you should be sitting right there while you work, so let's copy one of these over. But yeah, eventually I'd like to start making vibro weapons for all of our non-force sensitive melee combatants, like Ox. We'll get him a vibro axe or something. There's a few others as well, but he's the first one I can think of, because he is very strictly a melee fighter. And also quite the brute as well at his size, and pretty durable. So yeah, I'd like to, you know, equip him properly, not give him like a steel spear or something. This should all be overhead mounted, but I'm doing this just to be safe, because every once in a while they break into an area that's not roofed, and we vent the base to the very, very cold outdoors. Alright, so while I was building stuff, we've come under siege, apparently. A group of scum from the Jackers of Torture. God, who comes up with these names? It looks like they want to besiege the colony and pound you with mortars from a distance. I don't take too kindly to that. Generally, I find the best way to deal with a siege is just to go punch them in the face before they are able to set up. These guys do have blasters, it looks like. Mostly blaster pistols. It's an SC-14. So that's not terrible. Yeah, they do have Star Wars level weaponry. This person even has an E11 and some... oh, that's power armor. It looked like Stormtrooper armor. And another E11 there. So they have decent guns. Not very good armor, though. So I don't think they will be too much of a problem for us to handle. Are there any worth trying to take alive? Is the next question. So we have Kazuya Marsh, incapable of carrying social, super immune optimist, melee combatant, not very good at quite a few things, but could do research and maybe cook. Then we have Parker Free, incapable of intellectual, artistic, and crafting, industrious, psychically sensitive, and fast walker. That one's a bit of a negative. Let's see. Could be a decent all-around fighter. Maybe, you know, a little bit social as well. Construction, definitely a plus. Don't really need her to do arts and crafts, although crafting is always nice. Intellectual, again, that's kind of a niche skill as well. I don't need everybody capable of doing research, only like one or two, so she might be worth it. She might be worth trying to grab rather than kill. Robbie Secure Campbell. It's a weird nickname. Xenophobe, probably not going to fit in too well here with all the Zabrak, but I guess the Empire is a bit xenophobic, so maybe it wouldn't matter. And let's see, you're pretty much a miner, maybe a builder, but that's about it. Then we have Brett Sacriel Health. Weird name. Oh, excuse me, Heath. There's no L in that. Incapable of social, lazy, and doesn't like drugs. Could be a good combatant. Could craft for us as well. Not super interesting, though. Raymond Raywolfen. Incapable of social, again. Green thumb, psychically dull, chemical interest. Only really good with animals. Not probably worth our time. Whoa! Barrack Boss Lions. Boss is pretty apt here. Xenophobe, psychopath, slothful. Not very good traits. It's a bit of a shame that he cannot, you know, haul or clean or mine. But he can craft, and he's also an amazing fighter. So he might be worth trying to pick up, although this does worry me a little bit. But we could have him, you know, manufacturing stuff for us when he's not shooting holes in things, or in our enemies, hopefully. Agatha Harmon, could be a decent, you know, shooter as well. Does have some proficiency and passion for mining. Could get there with construction as well. She's too smart, so tripping over my tongue here. She will level up a little bit faster than the average person. Doesn't like prosthetics, though, which I guess as long as she doesn't need them isn't an issue. And then finally, Mordecai Morty Featherfield. Incapable of intellectual and artistic, not a big deal. Green Thumb and Steadfast, I like that. Could be a decent shooter. Animals, construction, so building and shooting, that's all we really need. So there's a few people in the mix that would definitely be worth trying to pick up. It is, let's see, good old 14 o'clock or 2 p.m. So we may as well start this now before it gets too late. Hef, how many level ups do you have before we go into combat? You have 1. So let's spend this on a power, I feel like. Maybe another heal other? That'd be pretty useful in case we get some like severe injury or something. Force pull, force speed, and force push are all tempting as well. And then making our dark side powers better would be useful too. But this is pretty utilitarian. Again, you know, if somebody's on the verge of dying, it'll be nice to have this. Next level requires light side alignment, so he can only go so far. Got it. Pull is really tempting because eventually he'll be able to rip guns out of people's hands, which can be extremely useful, especially if they have a particularly good gun, or if you're trying to capture them alive. You don't need to worry about eating a bunch of either blaster fire or the butt of a rifle as you try to capture them. So let's grab that. People keep saying lightsaber reflection. I've explained why that's not a good skill before, but I'll do it again briefly here. Again, the skill as it states is that it increases the chance of reflecting deflected bullets, so they already have to be deflected. Deflection is dependent on lightsaber defense, and so this increases your chance of deflecting bullets by 15%. So if you don't have any lightsaber defense, this is useless. Even if you do, you're multiplying percentages together and you're not going to end up as likely to do something as you probably hope. So we get 15 here, which means 15, 30, 45, 60% chance to deflect a bullet. And then if we put 1 point in here, that would be 20% chance to reflect that back to the sender after we deflect it. Which, if you do the math, is about a 12% chance of being successful. Not very good. So it's not completely useless. It's just probably the last thing you want to take, because until your deflection is maxed out, it's really not going to be very reliable. Right, so Heth, let's draft you. Start marching out this way. Let's see, Kenta, you're on deck as well. Salt, as usual. No. Ox, yeah. I don't know how you ended up with a... Right, we gave him the club because we were trying to be non-lethal, but that didn't work out too well. Keel, we're going to need you as well. Everybody with a blaster should pretty much be out here. You don't have a weapon. You're incapable of fighting, right? No, you just don't have a good weapon. We should get her some Stormtrooper armor and a Vibro axe as well. Zash, you can force push. That might be useful, but I don't want to risk you getting hurt. Huh, that's tough. I might leave you be for now. You'll level up faster in your force powers by growing than you will fighting, so there's no real reason to put you into harm's way until you're more proficient. Togrul, are you much of a shooter? Let's bring you along as well. I just need a lot of people to put shots on these guys. We have a lot of characters that just aren't really all that capable of fighting. Maris is pretty good. We'll bring her. And Frandl, you don't have a weapon. And I guess you would be okay with a pistol, but not, super deadly. Make people think twice about rushing him, though. So anyways, we're going to start, moving everyone out here, kind of to a rally point. Hopefully the dogs are far enough away that they'll be safe. I'd rather not lose Huskies before we even get them, inside to train them once. Game is kind of lagging here, because I guess there's just too many characters on screen right now. So here everybody comes. Is that really it? 6 characters? 7? Oh no, there's people hiding in here, so 8. 8 characters, right. Well, we'll bring all of you up to, let's see, where are they going to set up? Probably somewhere in this area, so let's push up a little bit further. We'll try to meet them about halfway. They're not going to freeze to death, unfortunately. They have parkas and stuff. Yeah, they can tolerate pretty cold temperatures, which most of the raiders on this map can. They generally come prepared. I don't know if we'll be able to push up that far. Yeah, I don't think we'll make it to that spot. Instead, let's try for, say, here. Maybe we'll split our forces between these 2 spots. Oh, there's their setup. So what we're going to want to do here is get up into defensive positions and then kind of harass them and try to lure them to our firing positions rather than trying to, you know, attack or assault their position. Let's see, Salt, you got pretty good armor. I want you up there as well. Heth, to get you somewhere where you can help out. Kenta, I think you have the best range, so we'll put you over there. Actually, we could put you on this side. Togrul, you have a pistol, which means you should probably, let's see, we'll put you somewhere over there. You don't need to walk through the corpse area, man. Like if you end up upset, it's your own fault. Ox, you'll kind of hang back. How's that slug thrower in terms of range? 24. Is that worse than the E11? Oh, way worse. Okay. In that case, Keel, move over. Mordant, you're going to be in his spot. Don't try to arrest him. Just go stand there. And let's see. Okay, that's everybody. Right. Salt, are you going to be okay there? You know what? Let's put you here just to try to avoid friendly fire. Question is, who's going to be the harasser? I guess it's going to have to be Kenta because he's got the best gun, or at least the rangiest, if that makes any sense. We'll see if he can hit from there. I wager he probably can, so we'll get him set up in that cover spot. We'll harass them a bit, and then we'll try to lure them. Oh, he's already taking fire. Well, we're going to keep moving because he needs to fire back, and I'd prefer he be in cover when he does it, although he is taking a lot of damage here. Oh, he got shot in the heart. Come on, man. You're better shot than that. Alright, we might need to retreat him. The question is, are they going to follow? Because if they don't follow, then it's kind of a moot point. We could push everybody else up to return fire, but I kind of like where we're set up now. So Kenta, go ahead and retreat. Heth can heal you quickly if he needs to. In fact, maybe do that now, just to be safe, because you have taken quite a few shots. Come on, go, go, go. Alright, heal them a little bit. Pull back. Are they following? Not really. Yeah, they're pretty intent on setting up there. Ooh, and they're even building... Oh, never mind. I was like, are they building slate walls? No, just sandbags. Alright, well, did that heal you entirely? Wow, it did. That is kind of impressive. I think we're going to have to move up, though. We can't let them dig in. So, let's do something to that effect. Kenta, I'm sorry, but you're going to need to try to take that spot back. Or a spot. Maybe that one. Let's get you to here. And I hope that in the process of running to these positions with enough people, they'll have too many targets to deal with and just kind of miss. But this is not at all what I wanted to have to do. But we can't just sit there and let them build defenses and mortars. Better to attack them before the sandbags are set up than after. And let's see, can you force lightning them? That worked pretty well. Alright, now they're assaulting, so we're in better shape. You hang in cover. Let's see, how are we doing? One of them is already dead. Yeah, it was you. Okay, there's another one dead. Unfortunately, this was one of the better characters. But can't really be helped. Looks like we did manage to get them to assault before they set up the turrets. Or, excuse me, the mortar, so that's good. Ox, move over a little bit. I'm gonna do a heal other on Togrul. Do you really have to walk away to do that? That seems kind of ridiculous. Yeah, heal him because he's down. Why do you need to be a set distance away? That's ridiculous. How is your health looking? When that cools down... Oh, good, they're fleeing. When that cools down, we'll use it again. Let's see. Let's get you there. Salt, I'll move you up to... maybe here. Mordant, you can push up as well. Let's pursue these guys. We'll see if any of them survived. And then, why don't you head back to base and rescue Togrul? Is he in any immediate danger? It doesn't look like it. Oh, he got up. Okay. Yeah, that ability is pretty damn useful, even at the most basic stage. Go eat that. Keel, how are you doing? Nothing too bad, although somebody damaged your brand new bionic leg. It's a bit annoying. And let's see. Ray Wolfen is injured but not dead. Were you of any use to us? Not really. You are still young, though, so go ahead and strip that corpse. We're going to want these to get hauled inside. At least we got some free blasters out of the deal, and a bunch of steel and components. Strip that one. Get these hauled inside. And then let's see. So, Ray Wolfen, we're going to want to rescue. I'll probably have... I don't know. If you're heading inside. Togrul, when you're done with that, maybe rescue her. Or capture her, I guess. Kenta, stay on these guys. There's a good chance we can wound and maybe take 2 more of them. We're just moving really, really slowly. Come on, Kenta, you're better than that. Dude. Move up a little bit. See if you can get Harmon. Because she's actually pretty good. Come on, just down her. Ah, you guys killed her, really? Well, grab her stuff. Looks like the rest got away. Alright guys, so it looks like Boss was downed as well. It was hard to tell because Ray Wolfen was downed on top of him. But this is the guy who is a really, really good shooter and crafter. We're definitely going to want to try to take him captive and recruit him as well. So, wait, I'm on the wrong character here. Are you in any immediate danger? You're not. That's the beauty about blaster weapons, is that they don't kill people. Generally, they don't leave a whole lot of, you know, blood to clean up. They're actually pretty good in that regard. After you finish your meal, could you go capture him? Oh, we need more prisoner beds. I'll just throw down a sleeping spot then. It doesn't really matter. Furniture. Why am I having such a hard time finding that? Okay, good. All we needed. And Mordant, when you're done eating, that's going to be your job. Togrul has Ray Wolfen. Kazuya is definitely dead. Sacriel is definitely dead. I'm pretty pleased. I mean, we got the best character they had and the youngest character they had. So I think when they turn, like, on 19 turning 20, they get their adult trait. So she might end up being a better character than her current stats would initially imply. And if not, then, well, we have somebody to work in our quarry, don't we? Ox isn't pleased. Come on, man. Ox, you're such a wuss sometimes. Why are you cleaning dirt, dude? That's the least useful thing you could be doing right now. Do me a favor. Are you hungry? You are. Eat that meal so you don't have to haul it, and then go haul that back to base. We're going to try to get all their weapons. We want to do it before they deteriorate too much. Then we don't have to worry about repairing them. Zash, what are you doing? Oh, you're going to do the corpses? Okay, go ahead and do that. I'll probably micromanage her a little bit, because I don't want her leaving without taking a gun with her. And she may as well knock both of these out while she's in this area, because the corpse pile is right there. It's not too far. We did say to strip them first, so hopefully she does that. She's not doing that. Okay. In that case, I'm going to have to micromanage you even more. Strip Kazuya. Okay. Then, haul Kazuya. Then, it looks like Sacriel is doing that. Okay, so... Or not Sacriel. Corona is doing that. And when she's done... Nope. Corona, work with me here. I need you to strip the corpse. You're welcome to eat if you'd like, and then go ahead and haul that blaster back to base. Actually, don't do that. Take this one, because it's a better weapon. Well, I don't know that it's better, but it's in better condition. Normal versus shoddy. Alright guys, so we managed to get the prisoners inside. Unfortunately, we were hit with a solar flare. So, we'll probably lose all of our crops and have to replant them. But it's really not that big a deal with hydroponics. A rice harvest only takes like a week anyways. And we have plenty of food stocked up, so it's really not an issue. We did, however, get our component assembly bench built. So, let's take a look at the builds that we can do here. And yeah, sure enough, the vibro weapons are in here. So, I'll have to look into what the various ones are. There's some that I'm familiar with, like vibro axes, vibro swords, vibro staffs, but I'm curious to see what some of the others look like. Also, we have the ability to make lightsabers now, although they are going to be very expensive. And the way they work is you need a casing and internals, and then I think these count as casings. No, they require casings. Okay, so these are the aesthetic part. So 10 ingredients, whether it be steel, plasteel, whatever. Probably use steel because we have so much of it. And then we need one internal component and one casing. And we can make whatever style lightsaber we want to do. The casings are 15 plasteel and 5 components. So kind of expensive on the plasteel front. And the internals, 25 plasteel, 25 steel, and 5 components. So a lot of plasteel and components for all of this Star Wars stuff. That's going to be, I think, the biggest limiting factor for us is just whether or not we have the plasteel to make this stuff. But at least now we know where to find it. Actually, what's the vibro weapon stuff made out of? If we just made like a vibro axe. 150 of whatever we want. Okay, that's good. So we can make those out of steel. That's just fine with me. Anything else we might have, we can use that as well. But I'll probably use steel. We've got a lot of it around. And it's not hard to come by. So, I will end the episode here and try to tend to these guys. I've already got Boss set to be recruited. Bourbon has been set to be recruited as well. Again, I think she'd be a good fit here because she is like a sort of a research scientist type person. Good at medicine, good at intellectual stuff. Again, I think she'd be a welcome addition to our research team. Boss is looking like another stormtrooper, maybe even like an elite stormtrooper, death trooper possibly even, if we can get the armor for it. Ray Wolfen, still not sure where she would fit in. She has green thumb, but she's not very good at growing. So, I don't know what we would do with her, to be honest, but she is only 15, so there's a chance that she'll become a better character. It's just that with passion in virtually nothing, her XP gain is going to be pretty minimal. The only way I can see salvaging it is if she gets her adulthood backstory and it gives her a significant boost in one of these. But even still, she's not going to be passionate about it, so it might end up being irrelevant. I'm just not sure what to do with her. But anyways, as I said, we'll leave it here, so thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.